Chapter 6, General Anatomy and Physiology. Number 1, the basic units of all living things, from bacteria to plants to animals, including human beings, are blank. A, organs. B, cells. C, muscles. Or D, nerves. And your correct answer is B, cells. Number 2, the dense active protoplasm found in the center of the cell is the blank. A, cytoplasm. B, cell membranes. C, nucleus. Or D, chromate. And C is your correct answer. Number 3, mitosis is the usual process of cell reproduction of human tissues that occur when the cell divides into two identical cells called blank. A, mother cells. B, daughter cells. C, father cells. Or D, son cells. And your correct answer is B, daughter cells. Number 4, the blank is the watery fluid that surrounds the nucleus of the cell and is needed for growth, reproduction, and self-repair. Is it A, crystalline. B, neuron. C, cytoplasm. Or D, mandible? And your correct answer is C, cytoplasm. Number 5, the study of the functions and activities performed by the body structure is called blank. A, physiology. B, biology. C, anatomy. Or D, physiography? And the correct answer is A, physiology. Number 6, structures composed of specialized tissue designed to perform specific functions in plants and animals are known as blank. A, tissues. B, nerves. C, membranes. Or D, organs? And your correct answer is D, organs. Number 7, which type of tissue contracts and moves various parts of the body? Is it A, nerve tissues. B, muscle tissues. C, connective tissues. Or D, epithelial tissues? And your correct answer is B, muscle tissues. Number 8, which type of tissue lines the heart, digestive, and respiratory organs and the glands? Is it A, nerve tissue. B, muscle tissue. C, connective tissue. Or D, epithelial tissue? And your correct answer is D, epithelial tissue. Number 9, the connective between two or more bones of the skeleton is called a blank. A, a ligament. B, joint. C, tendon. Or D, muscle? And the correct answer is B, joint. Number 10. The blank is the larger of the two bones that form the leg below the knee. Is it A, the patella, B, the fibula, T, tibia, or D, femur? And your correct answer is C, tibia. Number 11. The oral bony case that protects the brain is the blank. A, cranium, B, facial skeleton, C, hyoid bone, or D, skull. And your correct answer is A, cranium. Number 12. The maxilla are the bones of the blank. Is it A, lower jaw, B, upper jaw, C, upper arm, or D, forearm? And your correct answer is B, upper jaw. Number 13. The two bones that form the sides and top of the cranium are the blank. A, popliteal bone, B, occipital bone, C, cranial bone, or D, zygomatic bone. And your correct answer is A, the popliteal bone. Number 14. The inner and larger bone in the forearm that is attached to the wrist and located on the side of the little finger is the blank. Is it A, the carpus, B, ulna, C, metacarpus, or D, radius? And your correct answer is B, ulna. Number 15. The foot is made up of blank bones. Is it A, 6, B, 11, C, 18, or D, 26? And your correct answer is D, 26. Number 16. What is the U-shaped bone at the base of the tongue that supports the tongue and its muscles? Is it A, hyoid bone, B, masseter, D, thorax, or D, cervical vertebrae? Number 16. What is the U-shaped bone at the base of the tongue that supports the tongue and its muscles? Is it A, hyoid bone, B, masseter, C, thorax, or D, cervical vertebrae? And your correct answer is A, hyoid bone. (17) The part of the muscle that does not move and is attached closer to the skeleton is the blank. A, belly, B, insertion, C, organ, or D, tendon. And your correct answer is C, organ. 18. The broad muscles that covers the top of the skull and consist of the occipitals and frontalis is the blank. A, epicranium, appendicis, B, epicranius, C, sternocleidomastocytosis, and D, temporales. And your correct answer is B, epicranius. 19. The blank are the muscles that straighten the wrists, hand, and fingers to form a straight line. Is A, the extensors, B, the pronotos, C, spurprentos, or D, flexors. And the correct answer is A, extensors. Number 20, the muscle that draw a body part, such as a finger, arm, or toe, inward towards the medium axle of the body or of an extremely or the blank. Is it A, flexors, B, abductors, C, extensors, or D, abductors? And the correct answer is D, abductors. 21. The system of nerves that carries impulse or messages to and from the central nervous system is called the blank. A, involuntary nervous system, B, voluntary nervous system, C, automatic nervous system, or D, peripheral nervous system. And the correct answer is D, peripheral nervous system. 22. Sensory nerves, endings called blank, are located close to the surface of the skin. Is it A, reactors, B, receptors, C, capillaries, or D, aeroneurons? And the correct answer is B, receptors. 23. The largest artery in the human body is the blank. Is it A, jugular, B, ventricular, C, aorta, or D, cardiac? And your correct answer is C, aorta. 24. The main blood supply of the arms and the hands are the blank. A, facial and superficial arteries, B, ulnar and radius arteries, C, radial and post arteries, or D, ulnar and external jugular arteries. And the correct answer is B, ulnar and radial arteries. Number 25. The popliteal artery supplies blood to the foot and divides into two separate arteries known as the blank. A, anterior tibular and posterior tabular arteries. B, anterior tibular and dorsalis poplitealis arteries. C, internal and external jugular arteries, or D, suprapopliteal and infrapopliteal arteries. And your correct answer is A, the anterior tibular and posterior tabular arteries. Number 26. The blank muscle and the primary nasal muscle of the concern to cosmetologists? Is it A, bronchial, B, procilius, C, respiratory, or D, cranial? And your correct answer is B, procilius. (27) The muscle that raises the angle of the mouth and it draws inward is the blank muscle. Is it A, the depressor labial inferior, B, occipitals oris, C, levator angular oris, or D, levator labial superiors? And your correct answer is C, levator angular oris. (26) The blank cranial nerve is the chief motor nerve of the face. Is it A, fourth, B, fifth, C, sixth, or D, seventh? And your correct answer is D, seventh. 29. The muscle that covers the back of the neck and the upper and middle region of the back is the blank A, trapezius, B, pectoralis major, C, serratus anterior, or D, latissimus dorsi? And your correct answer is A, trapezius. 30. The median nerve is a sensory motor nerve that, with its branches, supplies the blank. A, fingers and toes, B, hand and wrist, C, arm and hand, or D, arm and wrist? And your correct answer is C, arm and hand. 31. The deep cranial nerve extends down the blank behind the muscles. Is it A, front of the arm, B, front of the leg, C, back of the leg, or D, back of the arm? And your correct answer is B, front of the leg. 32. The simplest form of nervous activity that includes a sensory and motor nerve is called a blank. Is it A, spasm, B, twitch, C, reflex, or D, contraction? And your correct answer is C, reflex. 33. Deoxygenated blood flows from the heart to the lungs for oxygenation and waste removal, and then returns that blood to the blank so oxygen-rich blood can be delivered to the body. A, left atrium, B, right atrium, C, left ventricle, or D, right ventricle? And your correct answer is A, left ventricle. 34. Which nerve affects the muscles of the mouth? Is it A, the temporal, B, occipital, C, mandibular, or D, bursalia? And your correct answer is D, buccal. 35. Blood blanks the body's temperature. A, has no effect upon. B, helps to equalize. C, is the only factor affecting. D, is the only capable of raising. And your correct answer is B, helps to equalize. 36. The blank supplies blood to the muscles of the eye. Is it A, inferior labial artery? B, infraorbital nerve? C, infraorbital artery? Or D, intraarterial nerve? And your correct answer is E, intraorbital artery. 37. The technical term for the facial artery is the blank artery. Is it A, internal maxillary? B, external maxillary? C, submental? Or D, inferior labial? And your correct answer is B, external maxillary. 38. The endocrine glands are also known as blank glands, releases hormonal secretions directly into the bloodstream. Is it A, ductless? B, secretorial? C, duct? Or D, oil? And your correct answer is A, ductless. 39. Which glands affects almost every physiology process of the body? Is it A, excreta? B, adrenal? C, endocrine? Or D, pituitary? And your correct answer is D, pituitary. 40. The blank nerve supplies impulse to the skin of the forehead, upper eyelids, and anterior portion of the scalp, orbit, eyeball, and nasal passage. Is it A, mandibular? B, maxillary? C, occipitals? Or D, temporal? And your correct answer is E, popliteal. 41. The heart is the organ that keeps the blank moving within the circulatory system. Is it A, lymph? B, blood? C, water? Or D, spinal fluid? And your correct answer is B, blood. 42. The complex system that serves as a protective covering and helps regulate the body's temperature is the blank system. Is it A, integumentary? B, skeletal? C, circulatory? Or D, muscular? And your correct answer is A, integumentary. 43. The gastrointestinal system consists of the blank: stomach, intestines, salivary and gastric glands, and other organs. Is it A, the kidneys, B, liver, C, appendix, or D, mouth? And the correct answer is D, mouth. 44. The blank system distributes blood throughout the body. Is it A, integumentary, B, circulatory, C, respiratory, or D, lymphatic? And your correct answer is B, circulatory. 45. The blank system is responsible for breaking down foods into nutrients and waste. Is it A, lymphatic, B, endocrine, C, integumentary, or D, digestive? And your correct answer is D, digestive. 47. The blank system is the body system consisting of a group of specialized glands that affect the growth, development, sexual functions, and health of the entire body. Is it A, the endocrine, B, extraordinary, C, digestive, or D, reproductive? And the correct answer is A, the endocrine. 47. The blank system protects the body from diseases by developing immunities and destroying disease-causing microorganisms. Is it A, skeletal, B, respiratory, C, endocrine, or D, lymphatic? And your correct answer is D, lymphatic. 48. The blank system covers shapes and holds the skeletal system in place. Is it A, lymphatic, B, muscular, C, nervous, or D, integumentary? And your correct answer is B, muscular. 9. The blank system controls and coordinates all other systems of the body and makes them work harmoniously and effectively. Is it A, lymphatic, B, endocrine, C, integumentary, or D, the nervous? And your correct answer is D, the nervous. 50. The blank system performs the function of producing offsprings and passing on genetic code from one generation to another. Is it A, reproductive, B, genetic, C, hereditary, or D, familial? And the correct answer is A, reproductive. 51. The blank system makes blood and oxygen available to body structures through breathing and eliminating carbon dioxide. Is it A, nervous? Is it B, reproductive? C, respiratory? Or D, endocrine? And your correct answer is C, respiratory. 52. The blank system forms the physical foundation of the body. Is it A, the skeleton, B, muscular, C, nervous, or D, reproductive? And your correct answer is A, skeletal. 53. The study of the human body, structures that can be seen with the naked eye, and how the body parts are organized is blank. A, physiology, B, histology, C, mythology, or D, anatomy? And your correct answer is D, anatomy. 54. Neurology is the scientific study of the structure, functions, and pathology of the blank. Is it A, muscular system, B, intramedullary system, C, skeletal system, or D, nervous system? And your correct answer is D, nervous system. 55. Lymph nodes filter the blank vessels, which helps fight infections. Is it A, the plate, B, lymphomatic, C, blood, or D, plasm? And your correct answer is B, lymphomatic.